God's eyes, there's no sin that's better than any. Why? Because everybody fall under disobedience. You still disobeyed what God says, which is not to do it. And so a thief cannot say he has bragging rights over a person that committed adultery. And a person that committed adultery can't say they have bragging rights over a person that killed. And a person that killed can't say he has bragging rights over a homosexual. And a homosexual, so why? Because sin is sin, and it's still the transgression of the law. So where does it put us? It put everybody in the same boat, all under sin. So what the disposition should we have? Not to scorn or one another, but to spread the message of love, the message of acceptance, and allow God to do his part on who he's going to select in his kingdom. The problem is that because we believe that our sin is less than others, we begin to point fingers, or we begin to move away from others, or create religion preaching against other sins, as if there was any sin that had a foundation or a leg to stand on. There's none. And so we have to get that out of our mind frame to understand that God is of no respect of person. None. And when you offend in one point, you're guilty of breaking them all. So you're in the same seat as anybody else, no matter how outlandish another sin may be. So the point of today's teaching is to help us to understand that we need the mind energy to receive everybody as how grace has intended us to be and to spread the word to other people. We should have an open mind and a heart to accept everybody, knowing that nobody is better, and allowing God to do his work, sending the Holy Spirit to call out what they need to call out and to fix here and there if that's his plan for them. And so what we're going back to again is to understand that there's no sin that's better than any other sin, and there's no sinner that have any bragging rights over another sinner. That's a lie. But what we do have is the gospel of God to bring us to this unity, and the unity of grace, where we can all fall on our knees before the Lord and ask him to forgive us and to appreciate the gospel of grace and how he has sent his son in the world to be the atonement for us all. And when we take that disposition, we can still enjoy one another without starting dissension, without starting contention, without starting all type of animosity and religion and point the finger against that one. At least we do this, but that one don't do that, and our church do this and that church don't do that. What does it matter?